So there are three types of fear. There are three types of fear, just like there are three types of love. Like there are three groups of people when it comes to taking the means. So there are three types of fear, ikhwani. The first is the legislated fear. That you fear Allah the way you don't fear anything else. And this is an act of worship, that you understand, I am never free from the plan of Allah. I can never escape, if Allah wills, the punishment of Allah. That you fear Allah and you're in awe of Allah, and this fear and awe of Him, it leads you to seek His pleasure over the pleasure of anything else. So this is the legislated type of fear. The second type of fear, brothers, is the fear which is natural. The natural type of fear. So let me give you an example now. If one of us is scared of spiders, or scared of the dark, or he's scared of a lion or a tiger, is this an act of worship? Is it this type of fear? No, this is the way that Allah has created us. This is a natural type of fear. A phobia of mice or spiders or whatever it is, this is a natural type of fear, and it does not amount to worship. Then, brothers, there is the haram type of fear. The haram type of fear is when you fear something to such a degree that it leads you to seek its pleasure over the pleasure of Allah, or it leads you to acts of worship and to direct acts of worship to that thing, seeking its protection. Allah says in the Quran, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and from mankind in Surah Al-Jinn, there are those يَعُوذُونَ بِرِجَالٍ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ فَزَادُوهُمْ رَهَقًا. So from mankind there are men who they seek refuge with men from amongst the jinn, and they only increase them in misguidance. What's the tafsir of this ayah, brothers? That they would, one of them, when they would be traveling and they would stop in an open valley, and they would stop to get some rest and they would seek some shelter, what would they do? He would stand there and then he would call out and he would say, I seek refuge in the jinn of this valley, and I seek protection from the jinn of this valley. And he would then seek his refuge in that jinn. This was an act of worship, because seeking refuge is an act of worship. So this is haram. Likewise now, if you fear something to such a degree that you now want to please it over pleasing Allah, then this becomes an act of worship. What we need to know here, brothers, is that there are situations where a person is under compulsion. So for example, now somebody might say to you, now, if you do not say such and such about Allah or about the Prophet ﷺ, we're going to kill you. And so you say it in that particular situation. This is not you worshipping that type of that person. It's because you are under duress, you're going to be killed. One of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, he came to the Messenger of Allah after having been caught by the Quraysh, and they told him to say bad things about Allah, bad things about the Messenger of Allah. They caught him and said, if you don't say these things, we're going to kill you. So he said them. And he came to the Messenger of Allah once they'd released him, and he said, "O Messenger of Allah, this is what had happened," and he explained the entire situation. The Prophet ﷺ asked him, what did you feel in your heart? The man explained, I hated it in my heart, meaning I had iman in my heart. The Prophet ﷺ then explained, if they catch you again and they ask you to say the same things again, then say them. Meaning it's a case of saving your life, brothers. So in that situation, we're not talking that this type of fear becomes worship because a person is under duress.